didn't want to DJ anymore because I was just sour on the whole industry. I was just bummed about everything.
A little while, Dudley saw the girl next door.
What's up, bros? Welcome to a new segment that I'd like to call Real Talk. This is a great segment that I think you guys are gonna love because we are going to get real about real issues that plague us, the DJ. Real Talk. And I'm doing this for all the fans around the world that love Real Talk.
I'm gonna do this shit for y'all on YouTube. I'm just gonna be real. We just gonna roll some film and we're gonna do it. I'm doing this for the fans that I know around the globe that love Real Talk.
So today I want to talk about a subject that's a great segue following yesterday's video where I talked a little about wanting to quit, and it's a subject that also recently popped up in a comment. Marlon says, first time stumbling upon this video. I've seen plenty of your other material, but this one stands out in particular because you seem to have lost the drive to DJ. Yet I've seen you continue until present day. What changed, or are you phasing out slowly? So this question was left on a video that I made around 2 years ago, and I thought it would make a great topic because I don't know if you guys have ever been in that situation. Let me know in those comments down below if you've ever just wanted to hang it all up and quit. Sometimes we all have those events where, you know, wasn't the best event, we weren't on our A game, the crowd just wasn't feeling you, and after the event you go home feeling like crap. You're like, man, I suck as a DJ, maybe I should hang it all up and quit. Today I want to share the story about why I was feeling like that in this video and how I kind of got my passion back for DJing. So get ready because this might be a very long video because I want to start all the way at the beginning.
Go! 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 Woohoo! Did you have to be so graphic?
Not that far. So the story all starts back when I was a little girl in Nicaragua, and my mom took me on a vacation to Costa Rica to go visit my aunt who had recently moved there. Now Nicaragua and Costa Rica aren't really that far away, but I kept saying to my mom, I want to get on an airplane, I want to get on an airplane, I want to get on an airplane. So she booked us a flight, so we flew to Costa Rica. And I remember that was the day that I said to myself, this is what I want to do. I want to be an airplane pilot when I grew up. Keep in mind I was like 6 or 7 years old. And then when I actually got on the plane, the cockpit door was open and I saw all those buttons and I'm like, oh my god, those buttons are so cool. I wonder what they do. I want to do that. I want to be that guy pushing all those buttons, controlling this big machine. Fast forward a year or two, my mom tells me, hey, we're moving to the United States. And I was like, hell yeah, does that mean we're gonna get on an airplane? And she goes, yeah, we're gonna get on an airplane. And I was just ecstatic because again, I would get to step on another airplane. So as I was growing up, my family moved around a lot. We were, you know, not in the best financial situation. We were very poor. So we moved to LA. Things weren't really working out in LA, and then we ended up moving to New Jersey, which is where I currently live. I completed school here in New Jersey from 3rd grade all the way up to high school and then into college. When I reached high school, I started doing a lot of quinceañeras. A lot of my friends started having their quinces and they started asking me to be part of quinces. And a lot of times I was just kind of like disappointed by how whack these parties were. And I was like, man, I could do a better job. So that sparked something in me that said, hey, maybe you should consider becoming a DJ. And something happened that completely convinced me to pursue this DJ thing. Something very unorthodox. I saw that DJs had a bunch of buttons in front of them similar to an airplane pilot. So you kind of get where I'm going here. So I was like, man, these guys are just like pilots. They have a ton of buttons that they have to push. You know, they got to work the crowd similar to how an airplane pilot gets on there and commands the crowd. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm in. I'll do this in high school and through college, and then I'll stop once I'm flying these big airplanes for an airline company. But then around my senior year of high school, something happened that changed everything. A recruiter guy from the army says, hey, you want to join the army? And I was like, no thanks, I already know what I want to do. I want to be an airplane pilot. He goes, really? So you want to be an airplane pilot? And I'm like, yeah, that's what I always want to do, and I know I'm going to become an airplane pilot. He was like, I got bad news. First of all, you told me that you weren't born here, so that means you're an immigrant, which means that you can't be an airplane pilot. First of all, they don't let immigrants fly airplanes. Second of all, you're too short. As you guys know, I'm very short. You're also a minority, and they don't let short immigrant minorities fly airplanes. He thought he was being funny. He wasn't saying this in a malicious way, but it was realistic because I was having a hard time kind of pursuing that dream of becoming an airplane pilot. But whatever, I wasn't too hung up because I was one of the smart kids in high school. I was like, hey, I'm good at math, so maybe I'll follow like a business degree or something like that, just so that I can get some money until I can go back to pursuing the pilot thing. So I go to school, I start my business classes, and then I'm like, man, this sucks. This is miserable. I hate this. I switched my major to communications, which was kind of stupid because I was almost done with school. I should have just finished the business major. I switched to communications and I pretty much lost a bunch of credits that were now worthless in my communication field. And then I just decided to say, F it, I'm dropping out and I'm gonna pursue this DJ career. When I was in college, I was DJing 5 nights a week. I was crushing it doing the DJ thing. I picked up a Thursday night at a local nightclub. Started from the bottom when nobody would show up. We built that Thursday night up and then it started becoming packed every Thursday night. Now that nightclub also had a really good Saturday night. We're talking a Saturday night that was packed every weekend. Now I was still fairly new to the game, but the DJ turnaround at that Saturday night was not the best. I would constantly see DJs not lasting. And I remember saying to the promoter, hey, put me on Saturdays, please put me on Saturdays. And he was like, no, you're not ready. You're kind of new to the game, so just wait. We'll eventually bring you up to Saturdays. Eventually, all his DJs quit, and I later found out why all his DJs quit. Now, usually at nightclubs, you have an opening guy and a closing guy. Both of those guys quit that same Saturday. So he comes to me the following Thursday and he says, hey, you're on this Saturday, you're doing opening and you're doing closing shift. And I'm like, hell yeah. I go on Saturday and I start crushing it. So now I'm the headlining guy on Saturday, I'm the headlining guy on Thursday. I was freaking crushing it.
We're here at Bogart's. Saturday night. DJ Barr.
DJ Barr right underneath it. Right underneath.
La mano arriba, dice. People are chilling, they don't want to leave. Just put you right here. You want to hear? Time to close it out.
Now, I didn't know I was really being stiff because again, I was kind of green. I was still a new DJ, so he was paying me, you know, the price of like a headliner, but I was also doing the opening shift, so he was making out like a bandit. Now, I never really had it falling out with this promoter because, you know, he was paying me and I was just happy to DJ at that time. And then at this time, I started picking up a lot more work. Not too long after that, one of my good friends, DJ BPM, he worked at one of the biggest nightclubs here in my area. And he goes, hey man, just to let you know, I'm gonna be quitting the nightclub. I got offered a job in New York City and I'm taking it. So I'm pretty sure that that nightclub is gonna call you up and try to steal you away from where you are now. I didn't think nothing of it. And sure enough, he quit that Saturday and they called me at like 3 a.m. He was like, hey man, we seen you've been crushing it and we wanna bring you along here. Do you wanna come? And I'm like, hell yeah, because that was the dream. I wanted to DJ that nightclub. That was the biggest Latin nightclub in my area. We're talking a nightclub that fit almost 800 people. It had 3 rooms. It was super popular and that was kind of like a dream come true. I made it to that nightclub that I wanted to DJ. So I moved to that nightclub. I kind of said bye to the promoter. You know, he wasn't too happy, but again, I didn't do him dirty. I gave him a week's notice. I said, hey, listen, I'm not coming anymore. I got offered a job. So I'm going to this nightclub. He was not happy. He was pissed. But whatever, it was all water under the bridge. He just kind of got over it after a while, and then he actually started booking me again later. When I got to the new nightclub, it was like a rude awakening. I'm like, man, I'm not sure if I made the right decision because the DJs that were there, they weren't too happy that I had recently gotten the job, and I got sent right to the main room. They didn't put me in the smaller room. They sent me right to the main room. So that kind of pissed off the guys. So I wasn't necessarily a popular guy at the nightclub because of that.
Club Mansion. Ven y disfruta de la noche latina que tiene a todo New Jersey hablando. Este sábado 21 de abril, Club Mansion te trae el dúo de reggaetón más pegado del momento. Plan B en vivo. Cantando todos sus grandes éxitos. Ladies 18, guys 21, dressed to impress. Hookahs VIP, highly recommended. Club hop under one roof. El main room con las mezclas de los DJs más rankeados de New Jersey. DJ Camuflaje, DJ Night, DJ Barr y en el Champagne Lounge, DJ Noise and DJ Zona. Te harán gozar hasta las 3 de la mañana. El único y verdadero club de los latinos en el Jersey Shore. No te lo puedes perder. Plan B en vivo.
Eventually, me and all the other guys became friends, and you know, it was cool. And I get why they were upset. You know, they kind of threw me, you know, in a big position, and they kind of threw all the other guys under the bus. Now keep in mind, at this nightclub I wasn't headlining. I was just, you know, I was doing opening shift every Saturday night. I was opening. Eventually though, one of the other guys who was working there quit, and then they kind of put me in his position, so I was the next one in line. I was pretty much headlining every time we didn't have a special performance like an artist or somebody from the radio. But then the head promoter at this nightclub had a falling out with the owner. They got into a little argument and he quit. I remember that day, it felt really awkward. I was really good friends with the promoter and I was really good friends with the owner. Obviously I wasn't gonna quit because, you know, I was happy there. Then the owner calls me in for a meeting. He's like, hey man, you've been doing a great job here the last 2-3 years that you've been with us. I want to offer you more money, and then I kind of want to offer you like the promoter position, kind of like the position that promoter had there, which was booking, doing flyers and all that stuff like that. And honestly, I did not want that. I just wanted to DJ. I didn't want to do anything with promotions or hiring DJs or anything like that. I didn't want to do that, but I ended up taking the position anyways because, you know, the owner had been nothing but good to me. And it was at this time that I realized how hard it is to be a promoter and get people to come out to events. And it's also kind of the reason why the other promoter had quit, because, you know, the numbers weren't great. So I got handed like a shitstorm. The numbers weren't great. The club was struggling. We were able to turn things around just a little bit, not much. We did start hiring, you know, higher end DJs. We also started bringing in a lot of performances. We started bringing a lot of reggaeton artists, a lot of bachata artists, and we were packing out.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Soy Nati Natasha y aquí estoy compartiendo con mi amigo DJ Barr.
That was the problem though. People only started to come for those big nights. Now keep in mind, the club was also massive, so even if we had 300 people, anywhere else 300 people is a lot of people, but the club was huge, so 300 people in the nightclub, it looks completely empty. So after about a year of doing that, the owner brings in new promoters to kind of help out and help bring more people into the door. But the new promoters had a new idea. Their kind of idea was, you know, get rid of the old, bring in the new. And I started feeling unwanted there. So eventually I left that big nightclub, and, you know, I still had my little bar gigs here and there. But I was just feeling down and out because, you know, I was DJing a legit big nightclub. And the only way I could grow from that is if I DJ a bigger, better nightclub. And that didn't happen. I was struggling to get work at bigger, better nightclubs. Started to kind of get depressed. I went out of high school, the pilot thing didn't work out, the businessman thing didn't work out, college in general just didn't work out, and then it seemed like this DJ thing wasn't gonna work out either. Aside from that, I was also having some family issues, so I moved out on my own, and then I was just kind of down on my luck. So I was feeling really down about myself. I felt like a freaking loser. I'm like, man, I really am a loser. I suck at everything that I've tried. So I was just like, man, this sucks. So I said to myself, at the end of this year, that's it, I'm hanging it up, I'm gonna quit DJing, I'm gonna finish off all the dates that I have, and then I'm not gonna be a DJ anymore, I'm gonna do something else. But then my sister turned me on to YouTube. She would always watch YouTube, and she would always just watch people just filming their life, and I was kind of fascinated by that. So then I got into YouTube. I started watching these guys, Casey Neistat, Fun for Louie, Ben Brown, PewDiePie. I started watching these guys and just being fascinated. It looked like they were having fun, and also Casey and Fun for Louie, they were traveling all the time. They were always saying, oh, this company is flying me out here, this company is flying me out there, and I still had my love of airplanes. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to make videos of my everyday life and film whenever I travel places. I love airplanes, but I'm not an airplane pilot, but the next best thing is filming airplanes. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make travel videos here on YouTube. But then I found out that my life sucked. My life was boring, and I had no content. Now, like I mentioned, I still had a couple of mobile gigs. I still had a couple of bar gigs that I was still doing at this time. So I said to myself, I have no content for my YouTube channel. I might as well start filming these little gigs. And the reason I didn't want to film these gigs was because I felt really bad about myself, because I was doing like baby showers, first birthdays, the occasional wedding here and there, but they were all kind of, you know, small, whack parties. I hate to say that the parties were whack, but it was just not what I was used to DJing a big nightclub. And I was like, man, nobody's gonna want to see this stuff. Nobody wants to see a little baby shower or a first birthday or somebody's wedding. I was like, nobody wants to see that. I start making these videos and it just kind of takes off. I start getting more and more requests to do more of these DJ videos, and I was kind of fascinated by that. I was like, really? People want to see this? Okay, whatever. I'll make more DJ related videos. Whatever. The long-term goal is for me to, you know, start traveling. So I guess I'll make more more of these DJ related videos just so I can build an audience. And I start cranking more and more of these out, and as I'm doing that, I start getting phone calls. It was like, hey, saw your YouTube video, you want to come DJ with me? Hey, I saw your YouTube video, I'm getting married, you want to come DJ my wedding? At this time, I was still kind of sour on the mobile DJ thing because I saw myself as a failed nightclub DJ. I just didn't want to DJ anymore because I was just sour on the whole industry. I was just bummed about everything. So I was just like, man, this sucks. I failed as a nightclub DJ, but whatever. I'm doing these mobile gigs, making some side money, gotta pay the bills somehow. And then something changed. I started getting excited to go do these events. Not because I was excited to DJ, but because I was excited to create a new video for you guys, because I knew that if I filmed this video, it was gonna equate to views. I was just bluntly giving in to you guys, but I started enjoying myself. I started enjoying DJing again, and I fell in love with DJing people's weddings. Just seeing their reaction, they're so happy, and then at the end of the night when you rock their party, they're so thankful, and it just sparked something in me. I was like, man, I really like doing these weddings. I really enjoy it. I also get to make videos about these events. People get to enjoy it twice. I'm making not only the customers happy, but I'm making people on the internet happy. So the YouTube thing took off, and it just sparked my love of DJing once more. And it's funny how things come full circle, because my love of making videos on the internet re-sparked my love of DJing, and now it's a balancing act because now the DJ thing is kind of taken off. I've been able to build a business doing weddings, and now I have to find like a happy medium of me still making videos and me still DJing. I can honestly still say that I still love making videos. I love pushing out videos for you guys. Now, I still hate doing small events. I only want to do weddings ideally. My goal next year is to do 100 weddings. Right now, I'm fully motivated. I'm fully pumped, and it's all because of YouTube. I love being a YouTuber first and a DJ second. So there's my little story, guys. Let me know if you've ever lost your motivation for DJing or just anything in general. Let me know what caused it, why it got you down. Did you come back from it? Did you quit DJing altogether? Or did something click for you and it just rejuvenated your passion and love for DJing? Share your stories. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say down in those comments below. Thank you, bros, for supporting what I do here on this channel. Thank you for watching. You bros are freaking awesome. Please like this video, share with your friends, subscribe if you're not subscribed around here, and if you really want to help me out, please turn on that bell so that you can be notified next time we do another real talk video. Signing off, your bro, your homie DJ Barr. Stay awesome, bros. Peace. Bye.
The girl next